Welcome to ItzRafiq. In this video we are going to learn about forms. Forms are vital tool that we use to accept input from the user. As you can see on the screen, here we have a form. The form is registration form and it accepts 4 information from the student like name, class, phone number and address. So in the form where we insert values, these are known as input field. Here we can input different kind of data like text, number, checkbox, radio box. So many types are there. We are going to discuss it later on. And there will be some buttons where we can click, and when we click something happen, like the data will stored in a database, or it may do some action. So forms are used when we have to take input from the user. Normally in a website, when we create login page or registration page, at that time we use forms. And to create form, we use form tag, F-O-R-M. Okay, form tag we use. Along with the form tag, we'll have to use input tag, button tag, and some other are there like placeholder, field set. This text should be used along with the form. So first let us create a simple form which will have just one input box and one button. For that we'll have to open the code editor. I am opening VS Code along with the browser for output. Now I am creating a simple HTML file. For that, I think I have already showed you how we will create a simple HTML5 file in VS Code. You will just write h5 and you will just write HTML then colon 5. So it will create one simple HTML file. And this meta part, this is not necessary. You can remove it or you can have it, no issue. Document part, will remove it and we'll write here HTML. Now inside body, to create form, our main tag will be form, F-O-R-M. Bracket open and close. We'll see nothing is on the page as I have not written anything, so you will not see anything here. Now to create an input field on the form, we will use input tag. So we will write input and after that we will use the attribute of input tag. The main attribute of the input tag is type. So we'll write type equal text. When we write type equal text, this input field will accept textual value from the user. Now I have written input type equal text. As you can see on the screen, there is one text box. Let me zoom the screen. Here one text box. Okay. So directly if we create the text box, it will be confusing for the user what to do with the text box. So we'll have to write some information. Suppose it is name. User will have to enter name here. So we'll write name then input. So you can see here this way one text box appears. We can have multiple input field. Like as this is a text box, I can write my name here and as well as I can write numbers. So everything I can do. Now suppose we have a field where we will accept phone number. So first I will go to next line. So for that we'll put br tag. Now here to accept number from the user, we will use number. So for that we will use input type. Here we will use number. When we will use as number, then it will accept only number. As you see here one more box appears here, input type number. So you will see I cannot write text here. I am trying to type in here, but nothing happens here. There are some numbers are displaying on the screen. Don't try to call the numbers. But if I enter a number, it easily can be entered. And also we can put some restriction here, like input type number we can give maximum length, like max length. If I give max length equal 10, you will see it will accept only 10 digit number, like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, again 1 2 3 4 5, it is accepting. I think there is some issue might be. Okay, let. So this done, number field. After that, suppose we have a field which will accept the date of birth of the student. For it we'll write DOB, and after that we'll write input type. Input is the tag. Then in type we will write date. If we write input type date, then what will happen? The user will open the calendar, and from the calendar user will able to select the date, as here I am selecting a date. So if we write input type date, the field will accept that value from the user. Now sometime user might have to enter multiple line of text. So for that we will not use input type text. If user have to enter only single line of text, then we'll use input type text only. But in address field, like in address field, the user will have to enter multiple lines. For that we will write text area. Text area, and as text area is a container tag, so it have closing. Here we'll have to put a BR tag. So you can see, by using text area we can have a text area field. Let's reload the page, and this text box we can make it smaller or bigger, but we can put here rows and columns also. In text area we can put these attributes like rows, that means maximum number of characters, how much you want in a line, let it be 22, and that maximum number of lines, I am giving 22 lines, it is too much. I think 22 line is not required. 4 lines, 4 rows, and after that calls I am giving as 22. So 22 is this much. If I give 20, it will match with the text boxes. And suppose we have to take some sensitive data from the user, like password, which will have to be hidden so that other user will not able to see it. For that what we will write? Password. Here we'll write input type password. Then you will see whatever we write in password field, in this field whatever I type, it will change into a dot or asterisk symbol. When we select the input type as password, whatever user will type, it will marked. Means the person who is standing behind me or behind the user, they will not able to see what the user is typing. But here I have one I symbol. By clicking on the I symbol we can see it. So we have done this one. If we write input type text, we'll get a text box which accept alphanumeric values. If we write input type number, it will accept numbers. If we write input type date, it will accept dates. If we write input type password, it will accept password, means it is like text field only, just it will hide the characters whatever the user is entering. And if we use text area, it accept multiple line of text. The difference between input type text and text area is input type text that accept multiple line of text, and text area it accept single line of input type text it accept single line of text, and text area it accept multiple line of text. Now suppose in our form we have a field which have two values like male and female. From there the user have to select only one. Like at same time you cannot be a boy and a girl, isn't it? You will have just one gender, either you will be male, female, or you may be the other, isn't it? So their user will have to select only one field. For that we will use radio box. Radio box control is used when user will have to select only one option. Suppose I am keeping here field as gender, and here I am writing input type as radio. Input type radio, and after that we'll also have to write name. Suppose it is male, so I am keeping M and bracket close, and here I will write M, male, BR, to go to next line. Now see, input type male, I have only one button. To create one more radio button, just we will copy this line. I think we need the button before the main, so we'll cut it and we'll paste after male. So male, and we need one more option, female. So after that female, so we have two options here, male and female, and same time we cannot click both the option. If we use radio button, then user can select only one option from list of multiple options. We can give one more option, that is other. So in name we'll write O, and in this one in name we will write F. Name is very important when we are connecting with a database, with a form. Then we will take the values by using the name. So name is important, but just for looks name is not required here. That's why I have not given the name in these fields, input type, password, and this. But we can give the name here. So we can write here name equal name only, and this were phone number, name equal, can give ph, and dob like name equal dob, and password name equal pw, gender here we have written only, and text area here also we can give name equal ADDR, address. So here we have created text box, number box, date field, password field, radio button. Now we need one more type of thing. Sometime user might have to select multiple options. Suppose we have a field in our form which is hobby. So at same time a same person might like music and dancing. So user will select multiple options. For that we will use checkbox. In exam comes, write the difference between radio button and checkbox. Checkbox is used when user have to select, or user might select multiple options from a list of options. But radio button is used when user will have to select only one option from a list of options. Means in radio button user will have to select only one option, but checkbox user have rights to select multiple options. So I am keeping one more field, hobby. In hobby I am creating some checkbox. So we'll write input type checkbox. We will write CHECK box. After that we'll have to give the name also. Name, first name, suppose I am giving music, and I think before the box only we'll have to write music. After that we can copy this line only. Dance. Music cannot be a hobby, isn't it? It can be like singing. Singing. After that, and here singing, and this option is dancing, and one more option, painting, and we'll paste here, we'll write paint, and after creating all the option we'll go to next line, BR. As you can see here, in hobby we have multiple options. Dancing, here we can select multiple options, even we can select all the option, but in gender at a time we can choose only one option. As the gender field is radio, so at a time we can select only one options. I think something is somewhere, I have not closed something, for that reason it allowing me to select multiple option even in radio buttons. And to make the form look more beautiful, we can have a BR, and we can send the options in the next line. Like after each box we can put a BR, so this hobby came this way. And even gender, two options also, male and female, we can display it the next line, like BR, and after female also BR and BR. So here gender, male and female, and also other is there, hobby, singing, dancing, painting, etc. That is the option. Now we'll see how we can create a button. Sometime you have seen when you are filling a form, suppose you have to select your district, then already all the list of the districts appears there, like Kamrup, Nagaon, Nalbari, Jorhat, whatever, later wise, sometime randomly. From there you will have to select one. For that we will use select option. Okay, suppose after hobby I need I need to select from there, means class option, in which class the students is studying. At present let's remove the address field. From there user will select the class. For that we'll write first class, then as we are creating a checkbox, so we will write select, in select we will write name equal class. After that, inside the class tag we will create option, like option and inside the option tag we will write the name like 9, and one more class we will use option, and here we will write 10. Now we'll see here user can select a class. We have two options only. If we have to add more classes, we can do that. Suppose I am also providing class 10 also here, and if we have to select some class by default, then we can write select it after the tag name. So option one space selected. Now you'll see by default class 10 is selected. We can change it. So this way we can create a drop down list. It is also called as drop down list or select box. Now field set control. Sometimes we may have to group something together. Suppose I will have to group this name, phone number, date of birth and password, that part together. So for that we will have to use field set. For that we will use field set tag or element. So after form only I will write a tag field set, and in field set we can bracket close, and that closing part I will remove from here, and field set I will close after password. So after password I have closed the field set. Now you'll see in that name, phone number and date of birth, password, that part is grouped in a box. And in field set we can also give a particular name. For that we'll write legend, and here I am writing basic info. So you will see, let's have the full screen here. The complete web page. The field set is like that way, it covering the whole page. We can also, as I have now resizing the size, so according to that resize we can also set height and width, like width equal I am giving 200 or 100. I think it can be done with CSS only. So this way we can group the things together. Now we'll come for button. Directly if we create the controls, it will not enough. We'll have to click somewhere, then only the form will submit, isn't it? For that we have to create buttons. We will get three type of button. One is submit button. That one, it will directly submit the form to the server. One is reset button, it will reset all the entries from the page, and one is directly button. This button means it just triggers some script. Suppose we have a JavaScript, we have to display something, then by using button we can do that. For that we'll come down till the form. So after select code we will put a BR. Here I am creating a submit button. So I am writing input tag, we are using here input. Now type will be submit, and name I am keeping as SB submit, and value submit. Now while you are creating the button, we have to give the value. Value is important. If I remove the button here, value part from here, you will see the button will not have any name. Oh, by default it came as submit, and in value whatever we write, this will be displayed here. Suppose I am giving that save. Now button is renamed as save. So if I click in save button here, you see nothing happens. For that one reason is there, we'll explain it later on. Now I'm creating one more button, but in next line, input, type, here it will be reset, and value will put as reset, and close it. Now let's fill up the form with some demo data, and when I will click on the save, nothing happens. Oh, it's enter something. When I click on save button, it just submit the form. Now if we have to clear the entries from the form, we will have to click on reset. When I click reset, everything cleared. And one more button we have, that button is submit, or sorry, button only. So we'll write input, type, button, and value I am keeping as just button only I am writing, and closing the input, type, button, and just create it. Now you'll see there is no name. In the last button there is no name because I have not given the value. So value I am given as, this I am writing script because I am going to run a script in that button. Now if I click on script, nothing happens because we'll have to write some more programs for that. It is not given in your book. So let's try to create a book. This is extra. This is not for syllabus, so you can skip that part. For that we'll have to create ID. ID no need. We'll write on click. Means when user will click the button. Then we'll write a function. Suppose my function is welcome. When user will click, I am calling a function that is welcome. Now that function have to be written in a JavaScript. So for that we'll have to create script block here, script, and here I am creating a function. The function name is welcome. Function welcome, and here just I am displaying a message, alert, welcome. Just a simple JavaScript function. Now if I click on the script, it should run this function. Oh, here I have not given the function parenthesis. So you see when I click on script button, it displaying a message that welcome. Or we can write more, welcome to my page. So when I click on script, it display this welcome message. So through script we can display some script, or we can run some script on our page. Through submit button we can store the data in a server, and by reset button we can clear the entries of the form. In exam might come, name three type of buttons. It will be submit, reset, and button, and their function. Submit, it is used to send the data to the server. Reset button to clear the entries of a form, and button, it is used to run external script to the page. Now while I am clicking on save button, nothing happens. For that, because I have not given some attribute of the form tab. In form tab always we'll have to write action, Action means where it will go. Suppose when user will click on submit button, it will go some page which page name is register. So reg.html. And one more attribute is there, that is method. In method, you can see here we are getting three methods: dialect, get and post. Here get and post are widely used. Get and post. In post, whatever we enter, it hidden. It will hide. On the URL we will not able to see, but if we send the data through get, the data whatever we are sending to the server, it will be visible through the URL. So suppose I am writing input form action registration.html method post. Now if I click on save, it came like that page isn't working right now because I have not created the registration page. Let's go to some other page. I already have a footer page, so I am giving footer. So when I will click save now, I'll have to reload the page first. When I click on save, footer spelling, you'll see it came to the footer page. But for some reason it is not displaying. Now we have one more thing, file upload button. Now when we are filling a form, when you are creating a Facebook account, they're asking you to upload photo. For that we have to collect files from the user. For that we will have to create file button. For that we'll write input type. There we will write file. There we will write input type file and name. Suppose it is photo and bracket close br. So you can see here when I click here, I can choose file. This way we can create a form in HTML. The form is quite ugly because we have not applied any CSS. We have not used proper alignment for the controls. And one more thing, whatever box we are using here, these are known as controls for the form. We have mainly input control on the form. On the input only we use, with the input element we use type attribute, and we change the property of the control, like input type text, right, and it will be text field. Input type button, right, and it will be buttoned. Input type submit, right, and it will be submit button, and so on. Now let us clear the page, removing everything. Again I am creating one more new HTML file. Now I am creating the field set button control that is given on page number 78. There you see there are three type of buttons are there: submit, clear form, OK. For the first tag is form. The first tag is form, and here field set is used, so we will use field set. And in field set legend is there. In legend we will write types of buttons. Now we will have to create the buttons. There are three buttons. First, let's see. You can see here type of buttons and one box appears here. Now we'll create the button. First, input type we'll write as submit, then value as submit. Now one more button, we'll write input type as reset and value as clear form. And one more button, input type button and value as OK. So you can see here there are 3 buttons and they are grouped inside a block. And if we have to give style, we can use apply inline CSS like style, background color. I am giving aqua, so the page color changes into aqua. In field set also we can put background color. So busy, we'll write style attribute, style, background color, that will be yellow or yellow. Oh, it's came border color, it should be background color. So let's use background dash color yellow. Now you will see that particular part is changes to yellow. And if you have to change the border color also, just put border attribute here. So write border 2px dashed red. So 2ps dashed red border. So this way you can create beautiful forms in HTML. I hope you have understood whatever I have explained. Mainly from here comes like what is form, why we use it, name different type of input control, different type of text input control, it will be single line and multi-line, and difference between checkbox and radio button, difference between save button and difference between submit button and button, and how can you enter multi-line text in a form, what is the use of password control in a form. This type of questions generally comes from this section. In another video we will discuss the questions related to that. Or thank you for watching. See you in a new video. Till then, take care and bye.